The Lakers is a franchise of championships. The team has a reputation of recruiting the best players in the game, with LeBron James at the helm for the past few years. Laker Nation is hungry and desperate for a championship, so the Lakers took a $188 million gamble to solve a glaring flaw, but it left them with an even bigger problem. LeBron is in his 19th year, and despite his ridiculous longevity, Father Time will win at the end of the day. So the time to win a championship is now or never. With a young but injury-prone star like Anthony Davis at the side of LeBron, they were in need of a strong guard to help facilitate the score. More importantly, they needed some shooters on the team to help spread the floor and allow LeBron and AD to do work in the paint. All things considered, going with former MVP Russell Westbrook would not have been a bad idea if it was still 2017. Westbrook has declined in favor for the past few years due to his inability to lead a team. He has driven stars like Kevin Durant, Paul George, and James Harden away with his infamous personality and not-so-clutch performance in high-leverage games. Even his most recent All-Star teammate, Bradley Beal, seemed to grow frustrated with his supposed Hall of Fame partner. The fact of the matter is, Westbrook is not nearly as good as he used to be. He still very much has his drive and determination, along with some athleticism to go with it, but his shooting is much to be desired. Unfortunately, shooting is exactly what the Lakers need. Russell Westbrook's expensive contract doesn't leave a lot of cap space for any prolific stars to join the super team. So, what the Lakers have resorted to is signaling a lot of older veterans, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, etc. Aside from Melo, there's not a lot of 3-and-D type of players on the roster, especially in the guard spot. I also don't want to shame them, but the average age of the players on the team is 31.4. If you think a 36-year-old LeBron James going to drive it to the hole like he did in Miami, you're going to be very disappointed. With LeBron, Davis, and Westbrook on the floor at the same time, the paint is going to get very clogged very fast. They say that the first thing that goes as you age is the legs, and the Lakers roster is full of players like that to play at the rim. They may have been successful in their primes, but with all the talent in the league right now, they're going to find it a lot harder. That's why signing a player like Russell Westbrook was such a gamble. Sure, the roster is full of seasoned veterans, grown men that can bully their way inside, but the game has evolved from playing under the rim to playing away. Since Steph Curry changed the game, the league has been flooded with players that can throw bombs from outside. And as long as I've been alive, 3 has always been more than 2. Think about the shooters that'll have to face in the West alone. Next season, the Splash Brothers are back in Golden State, and nobody forgot how they ran the league for 5 years with their insane shooting. Not to mention Damian Lillard with his casual half-court shots, or the young, well-balanced stars like Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, and Donovan Mitchell. I'm no GM, but it would have seemed like players like Duncan Robinson, Danny Green, or Mikal Bridges would have been better fits for the team. They would have been able to preserve more spots for higher contract players and improved in the one category that they lacked in. Then again, we gotta give them credit where credit's due. They were plagued with injury this past season, and if I've learned anything watching the NBA, it's that you never bet against LeBron. He put everyone on blast with his tweet, "Keep talking about my squad, our personal ages, the way he plays. He stays injured. We're past our time in this league, etc., etc. Do me one favor, please. Please. Keep that same narrative energy when it begins. That's all I ask. #thank you." I'm not saying I believe him, but I don't think the team's going to be a bust either. If Westbrook can shoot 40% from the three-point line like he did this past season and his MVP season, then maybe they can make a decent playoff run. The Bucks just won the championship, and they hardly have any shooting either. We'll be watching you, LeBron. Let's see what you and your veterans can do next season. In other NBA news, the Bulls are back. The Bulls haven't been in the playoffs since 2017, and to be honest, nobody really remembers this team. 2017 was the year that Jimmy Butler left for the Timberwolves and Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo were on the team. It was a strange roster. Even the idea of D. Wade in a Bulls uniform sends chills up my back. Back in 2017, all eyes were on the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers anyway. It's not like anyone really expected any other teams in the finals. Before 2017, the team hadn't been a threat since Derrick Ross's MVP year. Before that, Michael Jordan's Bulls were the last championship-level team that the franchise had. But with the upcoming season, the Bulls are coming in with a formidable squad, led by Zach LaVine, a superstar that can bomb threes from the outside and dunk it on anyone's face, Nikola Vucevic, a 4-time All-Star center that can play down low and up top, Lonzo Ball, a pass-first point guard with remarkable defensive skills, and DeMar DeRozan, 4-time five-time All-Star known for his crisp mid-range jumper and newly developed playmaking ability. Not to mention the young bucket that is Coby White off the bench. The Bulls are looking like a solid team if they can play to their full potential. They could rival teams like the Brooklyn Nets or Milwaukee Bucks if they play to their full potential. The team's been missing a playmaker for the longest time, but with Lonzo Ball in the mix, we should see a lot more ball movement and offensive flow. His defense should also help a lot with preventing any big buckets from the other team. Ball alone could have helped bring the Bulls back to the playoffs, but with a star like DeRozan on the roster as well, the team just became something special. Definitely winning free agency this year. The starting five would look like this. Point guard, Lonzo Ball, playmaking guard that can facilitate the ball, shoot from the outside, and lock up other guards. Shooting guard, Zach LaVine, first option scorer and a threat from anywhere on the floor. Small forward, DeMar DeRozan, mid-range god, probably going to be a third option that they throw the ball to when they need a quick bucket. Power forward, Patrick Williams, a very young player, but has a lot of upside. We'll see what he can bring to the table. Center, Nikola Vucevic, modern-day center that'll grab the boards, but also give you a couple threes in a game. He took charge last season when LaVine was injured, and as the most likely second option. The Bulls will look to him to anchor the offense. Sixth man, Coby White. A lot of people like Coby, but he's a score-first guard. He's really more of a shooting guard than a point guard, so he couldn't really elevate the team to its full potential. He'll be dropped to the bench, but his ability to score is undeniable. As the first to come off the bench, he'll be allowed to play freely, subbing out the starters. It's a good boost off the bench. The team in theory should be able to rival some of the super teams in the league. Keywords in theory. Giannis Antetokounmpo is still the league's reigning champ at only 26. The Nets are still ridiculously stacked with KD, Harden, and Kyrie. The Warriors are back on the come-up. The Lakers, well, they'll be the Lakers. Either way, the Bulls are back in the playoff contention. Fans could not be happier. Everything they have done in the offseason is exactly what the fans have been asking for. Better yet, with such a stacked roster, the team should get more games on the air, which is good for everyone on the roster considering how underrated the stars on the team are. Each of the core pieces are coming from a team with a losing record, and it's made it seem like they aren't the stars that they are. I'm sure that they'll be looking forward to showing the league what they got next season. It's really anyone's game at this point. There are no outstanding favorites to win the championship, but there are a lot of teams with their hat in the ring. Feels like old school basketball again. Everyone has a chance, and everyone's hungry for a championship. What about you guys? What teams are you rooting for? The Splash Brothers in Golden State, the veterans on the Lakers, the Greek Freak in Milwaukee, or maybe the young upcoming teams like the Dallas Mavericks, Chicago Bulls, New York Knicks, Phoenix Suns, or Denver Nuggets? Let us know and represent your team in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.